All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. Side chat is blowing up already. I hope everyone had a great week. Obviously, gas prices are going through the roof, but welcome to America. um, with that being said, Kingpin, if you would, sir, would you start us off right?
Indeed. Everybody ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and freedom. Liberty and justice for all. I think I messed that last part up. Sorry.
I'll accept freedom.
My apologies.
Yes, but it should have been said freedom.
Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. Alan, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
Well, I had this incredible urge to sing to Fuzz Fork 8. And I just might do that, just a cappella straight to Fuzzy, because Fuzzy does it for me, I guess. Had a good week. Went out and did some more shooting. I actually went to the state range yesterday. Got some news on that later. Current participants out in the side chat is Andy 79Z28, AR Gun 1776, Broke Loader 2, Chris 338, Cranky Colitis, the adorable Fuzz Fork 8, Garage Guy 879, Kingpin, Lead Bullet Junkie, Papa's Place, Stalker Steve. Good to see you, Steve. Tacos and French fries, Tactical Fudd, Tim S, Uncle John, and just jumping on the board there. Oh, a bald and a curious one. I don't want to know what he's curious about, but he is bald for sure.
This is very, very true. Daniel the Destroyer. So what is the Destroyer part about? You want to let people know?
That I'm destroying guns, I'm destroying holsters, and Fuzzy! I don't want to make no video. I just got over COVID, and I just don't not in the mood because I broke all my stuff.
What's the deal? Are you torture testing and just not filming?
I'm not filming because I screwed up. Okay, I used the wrong powder, loading up some rifle rounds, and it kind of destroyed my LMT 308. If you could get it, which you can't right now because they're all tied up in military contracts, they list for $3,700 now. And just the upper part, the barrel's like $900, and the handguard, all that mechanisms over 1,000. Let alone, I don't even know. I mean, bolt carrier group. I mean, yeah. So I'm not in the mood for making videos.
Yeah, ouch.
So what you're saying is you had an expensive week.
Oh, yeah. Last week was cost me, but you know what? You can't keep a good man down. So once maybe after I got a new barrel broke in on something else, I might make a video on that.
Kingpin, you were gonna say something. Go ahead, man.
What happened to you, Daniel? Like, what exactly happened? I know you said you broke your gun, but what happened?
I used the wrong rifle powder. I grabbed the wrong jug, poured it in my dispenser, and I loaded 4198 instead of $48.95.
You have to speak English, man. I don't know.
So-
That is English.
So essentially, pulled the trigger, and the bolt carrier group decided it's going to go to pieces.
It went,
I got you.
a part broke inside the bolt carrier group, and it locked the bolt carrier group onto the lugs of the barrel. And when I was talking, I took it to a gunsmith. He tried and tried and tried, and he said send it back to the factory. I called them, and they just had one with the exact same problem a couple weeks ago, and they said they destroyed the other upper trying to get it apart, but said they can't make any promises. And LMT only has a 1-year warranty. Yeah, top of the line. You got your top shelf bourbons and all that there. Well, with only a 1-year warranty, I don't think I'm ever going to buy another LMT.
Well, I mean, if you put the right powder in, then you won't have that problem.
True. I'll own that. I own it.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but
I'm not going to. Hey, it's a costly mistake, and like as my wife said, I didn't get hurt.
I said I don't think anyone saw it, but I'm just glad you didn't Kentucky ballistics it.
Yeah. Hey,
if you didn't do that, then it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're glad you're still with us.
it's on video though. You should see the fireball that came out of the front.
I can only imagine.
Well, that should be your next video.
I don't want no. I mean, I can't even buy that gun now
Yeah,
because they're all locked up in military contracts.
yeah. Why is that stopping you from releasing a video, though?
I'm not until I have it totally.
Did this just happen this weekend?
No, not this weekend. Last week.
You've taken some time to let your butthole relax.
Okay. Okay, you see what Stalker Steve there? That is exact truth. High Point, you could run over their gun with a bulldozer, and they would 100% replace it. They won't even, no questions asked.
Well, their profit margin is so high they can replace it 3 times and still make money.
You're talking a $269 PCC. How much profit's in that?
Mine never ran right. It always, for some reason, and I heard this, I think on this chat, some of you guys told me that it was a common problem that I found typically on the last round, it would jam like a son of a bitch. And it wouldn't fire the last round, it would jam on trying to feed the last round. And it would have a hell of a jam. Like, not every time, but 40-ish, 35, 40-ish% of the time, you go through a factory mag, always on that last round. It would just jam like a motherfucker.
Do you still have it?
No, I got rid of it a long time ago. I didn't realize they had such a good warranty. This was, like close to 10 years ago. So, 8. Yeah, maybe like 8 years ago. Something like that.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here with it. I'm going to send it back to LMT. If they fix it, hey, great. Just a bonus. But I just went with something that has a 100% guarantee. That's it. 100% warranty. And it's not a High Point.
I tell you what, I got to give credit because recently I sent in the very first gun I ever bought, a Ruger P22. Wait, no. Fuck, is that it? No, a Walther P22, not a Ruger. Walther P22. First gun I ever bought. And I finally had to send it in because I'm not a gunsmith, but in my lamest terms, to me it was the hammer return spring broke. Because you pull the trigger and the hammer would do nothing. And it's a hammer fired gun. It's not, striker or anything like that. And so you pull the trigger and the hammer it was dead. So to me, that hammer return spring was broken. And I sent it into him. Never sent this gun in before. I've had it for, God, I don't know, 15, 16 years or something. And they sent it back with a complete brand new upper slide, not a new barrel, but a new brand new barrel insert with chamber, brand new trigger group. Basically, the only thing that they didn't upgraded the slide guide rod spring, because before you had to use a tool to get it on. You had to use this little stupid piece of plastic to get it on. They fucking fixed that. So now you can just put it on normally. Basically gave me an entire brand new gun. The only thing they sent back to me that was original was the lower. But all the internals of the lower, everything's fucking brand new. Everything. So I got to give Walther props. I've never sent a gun into Walther, because I think that's my only Walther, actually. But I got to give them credit, because zero cost, blah, blah. But they basically gave me a brand new gun. So
Customer service, it's what it's about. That's what brings customer loyalty to buy, repeat sales.
well, that's why I feel I should give them credit, because that's my only Walther. I've never bought one since then, because honestly, I'm not a big fan of their, 9mm line and all that, 45s and all that. A bunch of buddies have them, and they say they're good, but I just aesthetically, I guess I don't like them, which is a bullshit reason. But let's be honest, it's a reason.
All right, Matt, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. Just spent the first part of the day out shooting videos, out shooting guns, and spent this last half editing videos, and that's about it. I got my recce rifle done, so the completion of that video will be out soon. Done and painted. Got a new helmet. Got a new battle belt. So these are all cool things that I'm getting ready to explore and do videos on.
Yeah, so the gun buildup was all from one place, you were saying.
AR-15 discounts, yeah. Yeah, I did the entire gun is from AR-15 discounts. They sent me two pieces, the bolt carrier group and trigger. I bought the rest of it from them, with the exception of the optic and light. But all other components are from them. Some of it's their in-house brand, Dirty Bird Industries. That's their like in-house brand. Some of it's Strike Industries, some of it's BCM, some of it's various other things. Roscoe Barrel, and yeah, I ran it today, and the thing runs like a freaking top. I mean, it's just flawless and shoots flat, ejects at 3 o'clock. No complaints.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen on the old Instagrams that you picked up a brain bucket, and kind of excited on that one myself, because that's a company that I've been leaning towards.
Right here.
I like to buy all my stuff American, but
Yep, Ballistic Armor Co. It's partially American made and partially made in the UK. No Chinese parts, no Chinese shell. I put a Princeton light on it thus far, but I have a helmet cover on the way. I may or may not have some night vision on the way. But no, I really like it. It's comfortable. It's got memory foam inserts or pads. Fits well. BOA.
So are you a C cup then? It looks like a C cup. That might be a D cup.
It's the large, extra large. Yeah, I like it. I ran with it a little bit today. Need to get some mounts for Ear Pro, but
So how
yeah.
much are they selling that for?
This was $465.
Okay, that's pretty cheap then.
Yeah, especially for not being any Chinese parts.
Does that have a ballistic value? Is that like
Level 3A.
Oh, that's 3A. No shit.
Yeah, it's 3A ballistic helmet.
Huh. For 450, that's not bad.
Yep. And it came pretty quick. They say 4 to 6 weeks, depending on stock and what your design is. Like if you get the multicam one, they sell it in different colors and stuff like that. So I don't know what all the reasons for various shipping times are, but I got that one in like 3 weeks. So
Could probably make an order, I would guess.
yeah, pretty happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. I gave him 5 stars on Trustpilot, and I talked to Alan earlier on Instagram, and upon initial impression and using it today, I have 0 complaints this far. I'll be using it more, of course, as time goes, and it's going to be one of those things that it might be a minute. It might be, a couple months before it actually gets a review video, because I really want to, just like everything else I do, I use the shit out of it before I give an opinion. Nothing drives me crazier than somebody unboxing something and goes, "This is a great product." How do you know?
So what you're telling us is that next you're going to buy a bushel of apples, and you're going to William Tell this bitch. Hey, you need a sharpshooter, bro? I got your back.
All right.
I can push record before we take the shot, and you got to do your job and hold that apple steady, bro.
Yeah.
But it's 3A, so if we push you back, if I'm shooting my JP 223, unless you want to use the 308, then we got to push you back farther. But then that might get dangerous, because I don't know if I'm that good of a shot. But with the 223, if we push you back, we'd have to do some calculations to see the velocity of at what distance. What do you think? Maybe like I could hit it no problem 300 yards, an apple off the top of your head.
It depends if Daniel loaded the ground or not.
That's true.
So if you think you can hit it at 300 yards, I'll be sure to stand around 1,000. And hopefully it drops out of the air before it makes it to me.
Oh, dude, 1,000 with a 223, you're gonna have to rainbow that thing. That's not safe.
But yeah, it's so far I'm pretty happy with it. Well, like I said, very happy with it. If there's any question about me getting night vision, I got the counterweight pouch and counterweights for it already.
What version did you get?
I'm likely getting the ATN NVM 14 2+. So green phosphor 2+. He's thinking.
Have you thought thermal at all?
I have thermal.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have thermal. I have digital night vision. I have IR. I have thermal. The only thing I don't have is standard night vision like that. The problem with thermal is there's no depth perception. You can't walk with it. But I have a FLIR handheld thermal that works great. I've never reviewed it, but yeah, you really can't use thermal the way you can night vision.
If you're posted up though somewhere, I think that's where thermal would really shine.
Yeah.
If you're at the top of a clock tower, let's say, I meant in a hide shooting hogs in Texas is what I meant. Because those boys call them clock towers. That's don't mistake me. That's a Texas thing. I swear. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any of that fancy stuff. I do have a FLIR camera that I bought for my business for hunting down drafts and stuff like that. But and it is a nice it's a FLIR camera, FLIR brand, and it works pretty damn good. I don't actually know how far out it would go though. I need to test that. Yeah, I'm sure because if you buy a FLIR monocle or something like that, I would assume it's going to be more focused than probably the camera that I have.
Yeah, it's not in here. I'd get it out, but it's in a case in the other room. Yeah, it's all right. FLIR is a pain in the ass to deal with as a company, but the product is pretty good. But yeah, so that's what I got going on is belts and helmets and ammo and rifles.
Oh, there's a loophole down there. Oh, this is the thing, huh? Oh, so you had an issue. Whether it didn't feed all the way or oh, no, go back. What's gonna happen? Go back! Go back! Make it big! Nobody cares about our ugly faces.
I think Alan's trying to do it while I'm trying to do it at the same time. We're canceling each other out.
All right. So you had some issues with this. It was giving you trouble.
That's when it came apart. That last shot.
Oh, is that a 308?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big mag roll. Oh, did it happen? We watched it happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the fireball. I can't rewind it. I'll edit it and get it where you can see the fireball coming out the front. I mean, in the middle of the day when it's bright light and you see a fireball that's like a 2 foot wide coming out of a 308, it's not really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yesterday, decided I was going to take the 320 AGX Pro, and I did get some shooting in on it and got it roughed in, but I wanted to get it completely dialed in. So I needed to go to a measured range. So I just went to my local state range where it's standing stagnant and measured range just to dial in the Romeo 1 Pro, and just about between 2 and 250 rounds the glass cracked. I highly doubt that like a shell casing bounced off the booth and hit it. Even if it did, I've got the steel hood on it. I am running the steel hood on it, but it was like I pulled the trigger and watched the glass crack in half. Sight still works. Nevertheless, 200 rounds on a brand new optic. So it looks like I'm going to be having to communicate with SIG tomorrow on getting hopefully a brand new replacement, being as how I only have about 200 rounds through this optic. But apparently, I'm not the only one that's happened to on the Romeo 1 Pros. I didn't look into it at all. Matt pulled it up, and there's a few, quite a few people that have had the glass crack on the Romeo 1 Pros.
That's crazy.
So do you think, I would speculate that it's more that it cracked from the recoil than a shell casing hitting it?
I honestly have no idea, because if it was shell casing, I don't understand how it did it.
Have you felt the front and the back of the glass? Can you kind of tell which side it cracked from first?
Not
Or is it just
really.
clean through and you can feel it on both sides?
Not really. It doesn't feel like there's like a divot on either side.
Can you feel the crack with your fingernail?
You can feel the crack from with your fingernail on the inside, not on the muzzle side.
Hmm.
And being how I was shooting with other people,
What is it on?
specifically, I was actually shooting with my girlfriend's kids, so I was only running factory ammo.
What do you have that on top of?
The 320 AGX Pro.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a brand new pistol they came out with, I don't know, a month and a half ago, 2 months. It's a high-end competition pistol they came out with.
Look this sexy bitch
Yeah,
up.
it's
What
a
do we got?
320. It's a 320 with the metal frame. It's got a compact size metal frame, and then they put the full size slide onto it. And it's got the pro cuts and the slide and everything else, but you can see possibly you can see the crack in that glass.
Yeah, right in the middle.
And I can actually feel the crack in that glass on this side.
Yeah.
So I mean
That aside,
about 200 rounds through it. It was all like factory ammo. So
how do you like the window itself? Like
love it.
I have a Romeo with the Zero, I think, the one that's on the 365, the tiny micro one, and that's actually my first red dot on a pistol that I've owned, and it's very small, which for being my first red dot on a pistol, I think is kind of. I wish I had a bigger one first.
Yeah, and the window size on this is phenomenal. Because it's not just round or just square. Also, you can look at it from a lot of different angles, and you're still in the sight. That's one thing that when I went to go pick out a sight, I'm like, that window is huge.
It looks like the window in the Venom a little bit.
The Venom I like too, because that's got a real nice shape to it.
It's just barely a little bit bigger than the Venom. But I mean, I even have the steel hood on it. And I don't see like anywhere where brass would have impacted it. So nevertheless, that's got to come off, and I'm going to have to test SIG's customer service. I've had great customer service with them before, but ultimately the best customer service should be the ones that you don't have to use.
Man's got a point. Yeah, I was excited that SIG came out with their entire optics line for the past, what has it been, 6-ish years? SIG has been making optics, 5, something like that. And
About 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah, something like that. I think I own some of them, but I've always been a little leery of them because of how cheap they are. Which is great that a reputable company is making cheaper optics, but I've always been a little bit leery of it. Yeah, I've got Zero now.
Them Swamp Foxes optics are really starting to make a name for themselves as well.
Yeah, I don't have any experience on those.
I've never heard a ton of good things about the SIG optics, with the exception of what is it, the Romeo 5 or something. One of the Romeo tubular style, aim point style um, red dots. Uh, there's a couple of those that I think I've heard a lot of really good things about. One of the guys I shoot with all the time runs one, has the circle dot. He really seems to like it. I think that, to me, the tube is a little smaller than a couple of them that I have, which sometimes screws me up. But as far as all the other optics that SIG makes, I've never. I don't know that I've heard a lot of really bad things, but I've really not heard the really good things either. Like
You're not
with
seeing a lot of
the Romeo.
enthusiasm, people screaming about them, saying, "Oh, this is the shit," and blah blah. I
I
will
know
say,
I've got a couple of the Romeo 5s, and neither of them have ever failed. I've never had problems with them. One, I think the very, very first one that I bought, I finally had to replace the battery for last week, and I've had that thing for probably 6 years. The Shake Awake is pretty bitching.
That's probably my only complaint with like Swamp Fox and a couple others that are a little bit cheaper side. They don't have the shake wake and some other features. But from what I've been seeing and hearing on Swamp Fox, they do have a really good sized window and stuff on them, and people seem to really like them.
Yeah, all that shake awake stuff like that is probably why the next pistol optic that I get will likely be the Holosun. What is it? The 407, I believe. Got the dot, the solar window, the solar panel on top, shake awake, and all that. That's probably the next one I'll get. Use the RMR footprint.
that's the next thing I was about to mention is one of the companies that's impressed me the most over the past umpteen years is Holosun.
Yeah, they
I
just keep
probably
getting better and
own
better.
6 of them right now. I think I have 3. I think I have 3 of the, just kind of smaller tubular ones, with the solar panels on top. You got to. I would recommend spending the extra money to get the solar panel and definitely the shake away, because not all of them have the shake away technology. Like some of their cheaper end ones don't have that. Definitely spend the extra to get that, because that's a really nice feature. And then I have 3 of their EOTech knockoff ones. Those are the shit. I love those ones. I've got 6 of them, and I can't complain about any of them at all. And the price is right. If you don't have a Holosun, I definitely recommend one. And again, something I haven't had to use customer service for yet, and I've had them, my first ones for quite a while.
I hate to say it, Fuzz Fork, but optics on pistols is going to be probably soon the norm. I stayed away for a little while. I still, all my other guns have the stock sights on them, but optics on pistols is I mean, just like with rifles. When they first came out for rifles, there was a bunch of people that batteries are always going to be dead, they're going to break, and these other things. And we all know now that a rifle without a red dot is about as uncommon as you get. It's one of the first things you put on
A modern rifle.
Any modern rifle. It's about one of the first things you put on, that or a scope. And then scope got oftentimes illuminated reticle too, but yeah, red dots on pistols is getting ready to be the thing that all pistols are heading towards, probably in the very near future.
Well, I'd say that time is already here and done past. You don't see law enforcement walking around with pistols without optics anymore. You just don't see it. Unless they're old school officers.
I've only recently started seeing, like, when Donut Operator and some other people do breakdowns, or you see, videos that get released. I've actually been a little bit surprised because lately I have seen more cops actually having optics on their guns, which up until a year or two ago, I mean, yeah, I know it was happening, just maybe like SWAT and shit like that, but just your standard beat cop, street cop, whatever. I mean, I think some, and I'm not a cop, so don't quote me, but I would think some departments, some departments, you have to carry this gun, you have to blah blah, you can't, go outside of their norm or whatever. You have to have a Glock, you have to have a blah blah 40 cal. We won't let you carry, and that's not every cop shop, but I know that some are that way.
The comment about an EMP blast and your pistol becomes useless is just a bullshit comment. Most people get the taller sights to be able to co-witness, no different than a rifle. No, there isn't a downside.
If you don't do that, I'd kind of consider you dumb.
Well, yeah. If you don't do that, you're kind of retarded. But it's just one of those things that.
But if you get the right cuts, there's plenty of cuts now where that's already compensated for, and it's becoming more popular with more guns, that where you don't have to stack. If you're changing the base plate cutout, then yeah, you have to put in a secondary plate, which is going to raise it up to change it from an RMR platform to a Trijicon or whatever the fuck, But if you can get, the exact cut for your exact optic, then even standard sights a lot of times will co-witness. But you start stacking mounting plates, that's
Well, and as more common optics are, all the manufacturers are coming out. I mean, Sky has them on their pistols, for God's sake. They're just so much more common now to have an optic on a pistol that they're all coming out with them, and they're also coming out where the optic itself is the rear sight. It's tailed in to where if the optic goes down, you still have sights.
Yeah. And
let's be honest, if you're within 7 yards anyway, are you really going to be using your sights? Because I'm not. I'm going to be point shooting. I'm just going to be. It's not. You're going to use your sights unless the guy's fucking running away, and you're like, oh no.
all right. Now, like Jamie's here put in there about Idaho's EMP, the whole EMP comment. It's more than just EMP. You got, right now it's fairly new technology. We're dealing with cracked glass. You could deal with batteries running dead, or it's man-made. Something internally can go wrong with your dot. If you don't have a backup for it, when it don't work, you're screwed. It don't necessarily got to be a good-looking honky Scotsman. All right, get rid of that. I don't know what they wrote. But it's fuzzy. He just got over using flintlocks, and he's actually using lever guns. He's moved up. I mean, it's just technology changes.
Here's the thing, Daniel. I got a million freaking blue wrenches out there, and I'm still the one taking care of all these spam comments. What's up with that?
What are they spamming? Anything good?
I don't know. I'll go back and take a look at it.
No, it wasn't anything good. It was some
Like, I need
retard.
to fulfill my credit card or something, or
Yeah, some retard,
Do you see the optics being more of a preference now as opposed to lasers? Depending upon usage, but yes. The only time a laser is going to be more preferred is going to be under night vision. It's that's the only time a laser is going to be more preferred.
I've never known a laser to be a oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I've never thought of a laser when as we're talking about pistols, of course. Lasers I don't think have ever had a place on pistols. They're cat toys and rave toys. That I mean, you put on a rifle for night vision and call it a day.
Yeah, if I'm giving a seminar on how to do something and I want to point out something on my on my PowerPoint, they're great. But yeah, I agree with that. I don't think a laser mounted on a pistol is your best option. The argument is, okay, well, you're looking at your attacker and you want to put that laser on that attacker. Well, now you're focusing at this little tiny point. What's his hands doing?
All right. So here's the thing with a laser. Here's the only thing that a laser does. It tells me everything you're fucking doing wrong when you pull that trigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does a red dot.
Yeah, but with a laser, everyone can see it.
You could, if you film it, video it. I once had a laser on a gun that I'd have no more, and I filmed the target, and it's holding right there on the X, and right there as it broke, low left, and that bullet hit exactly where that laser was.
So, if you want to use it as a training tool, there are far less expensive ways to do it than buying a laser that mounts to your gun that there may not be a holster option for and things like that. And that's just your regular laser bore sighter for a 9mm or 40, 45. You throw it in the chamber and do all the dry practice you want and watch that fucking laser bounce up and down. They're $10 as opposed to a couple $100 laser or more.
Apparently, we Cranky got butthurt because he didn't like the comment that it tells me it does everything wrong. So apparently, he uses one.
You're number one in Cranky's book.
That's all right.
Well, and a lot of times when I hear people that use laser mounted pistols, they oh well, the thing just isn't accurate at all. It keeps going all over the place. I'm like, well, let me see you shoot it, because I can tell you if the laser's not on or if it's you.
Well, and see, in
When
the past,
you go to pull that trigger, you're not seeing where the laser's changing.
and in the past, I've had that happen. So, like when I was running the range, I had that happen a few times. They're like, "Oh, can you shoot it? Because it seems like it's really off. Something's not right." And I'll shoot it, and I'd have a nice little tight group, and they're, I don't understand it. It's you. It's not the gun. It's you.
Well, let's be honest. It takes a while for people, especially if they're newbies. It takes a while to understand really what that means. You can tell them it's your breathing, it's your form, it's your stance, it's don't lock your elbows out, have a little bit. It's all these little things that build up to what.
Well, and see,
may just flippantly say, "Well, it's you," but it takes
well, the thing is,
ammo to
like,
figure that out.
Like Alan was talking about, people think they can get these lasers and magically pop them on right then and there when the time comes. You ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah. And I've, like everyone's kind of said, with lasers on pistols, I've found that it makes you slower, like significantly slower. And when milliseconds count, a second is it's an eternity.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because if you practice point shooting, you're going to be able to point shoot as good, if not better, than if you have a laser.
Oh yeah, easily. The one thing that I've actually, just like in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been thinking about though, because we've been talking about lasers on pistols. I don't have, and have never had, a laser on a rifle, but something that's I've been thinking about and rolling around in my head lately is I've been considering how useful it would be to put a laser onto one of my AR pistols. I would have to play with it because you may run into the same issue where you spend too much time hunting the laser, but yet I think it'll be different. And for if you guys have tried a laser on an AR pistol, for again, we're talking CQB type shit. Because I have some of those fancy triggers, you know, where you can just put it up. Again, I need to play with it, but I think maybe there for CQB it might be useful. But again, you can still point shoot with a rifle. And again, if you're within CQB distance, is it even worth it? Have any of you guys played with that at all?
At night, a laser dot is golden in the house. And what the most use that I got out of a laser is where I would put my camera on the target and it would tell me when I was messing up my trigger pull.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm not interested in that side of it.
You know, and Fuzzy was, I mean, the lights on guns, strobe lights that running over 500 lumens at night in a house. That I ran a strobe light on my home defense pistol until that light broke.
Every firearm that you may reasonably consider that you may use against somebody else, no matter the reason, self-defense, ATF, anybody.
What was that?
Nothing.
He said, "Hey Jeff."
They should absolutely have a bright white light on them with high candela. I mean, there is no.
I've already got one with, and it's set on strobe. I think that honestly, like you're probably about to say, having a strobe light, a powerful strobe on, and you can put them on pistols nowadays. Definitely put it on a rifle. That is a powerful tool. If you can blind somebody with your basically a secondary weapon, without having to use your weapon, and you're already taking, especially at night, you know, someone's breaking in your house and you blast them with a couple of seconds of a strobe light of 1,000 lumens and whatnot. I mean, one of my buddies didn't believe me about that, and I played it off for him in my house. I said, okay, you stand over on that side of the house. I'm gonna just use the flashlight and just hit him with, I don't know, second and a half. And then by the time the flashlight was off, I was standing right in front of his face, you know, like this, until his eyes adjusted. And then he freaked out like, oh, holy shit. Oh, okay, I get it. I mean, that's a hell of a tactical advantage. May not work against Jeff.
Well, and so if you're running a white light, theoretically, like you should. If you're running a white light like you should, why would you want a laser light also? The general center of that white light is going to be your impact area.
And that's one of the main reasons I've been using that.
All right, so we haven't heard a whole lot from Kingpin. Kingpin, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Sorry, I was over on the YouTube. What am I like supposed to be answering here?
Lights, lasers, all that jazz, sticking extra stuff on your guns. What's your thoughts?
No.
C batteries or D batteries for the dildo? Which one?
I prefer the manuals, actually. The battery powered stuff's for the weak.
What if we get the ones you plug into the wall?
Okay. Maybe I was a little too harsh on the weak statement. The electric ones are pretty good, so I do apologize to the battery powered people out there.
120 or 240?
Oh, ramp it up as high as you can get it to go. Full speed.
80 cc nitro power.
Slipknot 11. I don't know. I mean, if you like the lights and the lasers and the dots and all that kind of stuff, go for it. I kind of agree with RTT. I think eventually you're going to kind of be forced to like them because guns are just going to come stock that way, which is pretty unfortunate. But I'm just not a big fan. I've got a red dot on my AR pistol, and it's neat and everything, but it's just not my thing.
So you prefer irons, or you prefer a scope?
Irons and scopes. I'm also
Irons,
just a poker, so I got
irons on
100 yard
pistols.
target. Yeah, irons on pistols and scopes on rifles. 200 yards is my max at my local range, and I just punch holes in paper.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is always one that comes up and people always freak out and this, that, the other. Light on a pistol or carry a light in your hand.
Mm.
And I know where Matt knows exactly where I'm going.
There's pros and cons.
Lights on a pistol that have a quick attach detach. That way you can take it. You always got it with your gun, and you can take it off of your gun and put it in your weak hand.
All right, Matt, I know you're gonna have fun with this one. All right, we'll skip you. We'll come back to you. Alone Company thoughts.
That's an interesting question. I haven't actually dove down the rabbit hole to really think about that one too much. I have thought about it before, and I think there's pros and cons to each one. I mean, there's definitely a pro to having a light on the gun. Like Alan and I were talking about before, wherever the center of that white light is, that's where your fucking round is basically going to go. And if you're trying to hit minute of man at 10 yards, you'll be okay. But there is also, I'm going to go with what Daniel said. I think he kind of nailed it. Have a light on the pistol, but with a quick detach, because sometimes you might want to take your light off and leave it over there as a distraction or something, make people think you're over there, or again, have it in your hand to this, that, and the other thing. There's a lot of positives to having a light in the hand, and let's all be honest, it's not like any of us can't handle a 9mm, a 40, or a 45 with one hand. We would prefer two hands, of course, but even my girlfriend can handle a 45 one-handed. She's not going to like it, but she can do it. So I would say mounted pistol, but quick detachable for reasons.
Kingpin, what's your thoughts?
I've heard some pretty good arguments on both. I'm not opposed to a pistol with a light on it. I don't know. That depends on the scenario, because if you got a flashlight in your hand, then both your hands are full, and you're not going to drop the gun. But if you get to a position where you got to let go of the flashlight, that's generally, I guess you could consider hand-to-hand combat. Probably going to want, you still got a gun in one hand, so you better be pretty good at fighting if you can fight with one hand, unless you're going to smash them in the face with your gun, I would highly recommend pistol whipping somebody. A good flashlight in your hand is a good weapon in your hand. You can bash somebody over the head with that flashlight while you're still going non-lethal with the gun in your other hand. If you live way back in the middle of the woods, late at night, your house could be dark enough to where you can't see. If you live in the suburbs, it's never that dark in your house unless you're like in the far reaches of the basement, and still down there you can have all the lights off at 2 a.m. and still kind of see without a light. So I don't know. My house is pretty small, so if we're figuring home defense, I don't need a light, because if you come in my house or my bedroom or whatever, it's a pretty short space from either way. So,
but you do need to identify your target before you shoot it.
Yeah, well, then a different thing with my unique situation is I've got dogs. If you come near my house and they don't know you, they're going to bark and act a fool. So I'm instantly going to know my neighbor's got dogs. You come anywhere near the house, his dog stays outside all year long. and it barks at anything that moves. So nobody comes to my house either. So if somebody were to show up at my house, generally you're not welcome because I've got a cell phone and you should have known to call me first.
But the one advantage about having a good light is you can blind your adversary with it. They've got pistol and rifle lights that have just crazy lumens and counter power. And it's like, and I know the strobes really work the best, in my opinion, as far as blinding.
This little nothing flashlight, I think it's an Olight.
It's
Yeah,
a fucking old
Fucking
light.
Olight.
this little Olight. This thing is so
Fucking Olight.
It's gonna fail on you when you need it most.
well, maybe, but they haven't yet. I know everyone hates him, but they haven't given me a reason to hate him yet, so I don't hate him yet. But when they give me a reason, then I'll hate him too.
Just sign up to
So,
be one of their
I haven't
spokespeople.
run lights on pistols for anything. Me and my purposes, I didn't really have a need because, like Kingpin was saying, where I'm at, even though I've got blackout curtains throughout, I can see really, really, really well in my house. And anybody else coming in here, unless they're people that I know, they're not going to know as well as I do the layout. Nevertheless, I also never contemplated the idea that Alone and Company brought up about leaving your light over here so that it makes it seem like you're still in this area of the house. That's an interesting tactic.
You gotta be sneaky.
And I hadn't really ever heard anybody bring that up before. But that's a very valid tactic. Now, before 3 months ago, I would have told you have a handheld flashlight.
Let's get one thing out of the way.
That way
Before
you're
you-
not pointing a weapon at anybody that you might know. Now, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter if you got a good light on your pistol. You don't have to have it up in shooting position. You can have it at low ready, and the whole area is going to be illuminated. You can point it up at the ceiling and about blind people with these 1,000 lumens that are coming out of TLRHLs. It doesn't even need to be pointed directly at them. So
is the
now
question?
I'll tell you, keep it on your pistol.
I think the question we should ask is that maybe we missed in the beginning is, or maybe it was said, and I'm stupid, but light or no light? Because I think we started it with light on a pistol or light in the hand. So are we saying then that we all agree that no matter what, you should either have a light in the hand and a light on a pistol, and now we're just, arguing about which one?
Well, there's
Or are there people that say, oh, because a lot of you guys are saying, well, even with my night out blinds and all that, I can still see perfect, so I don't need no fucking light. So are we arguing whether we need a light? Are we arguing 3 ways or 2 ways? That we're agreeing we need a light no matter what, and we're just down to we either light in the hand or light on the pistol, or is there that third option that some people are going to argue you don't need a light at all?
Well, I opened up that
I
can of worms because I used to be that guy. It's simply because there's nothing in my place that I can't see at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I made
But
the argument. I don't need to light.
if I'm going anywhere else, I absolutely want to have a light on me.
Yeah,
I carry around an EDC light.
Yeah.
Why? Because I might not be in an area that I know.
Yeah. So then,
Or have the abundant light around me.
yeah.
All right. So first and foremost, before I get to Matt, I want to thank Andy, 79Z28. He has got Willie's videos put over on Odyssey. There is a link out there in the side chat. Please jump over and support Andy and support Odyssey and keep Willie's videos alive. So they're over there. So thank you to Andy for doing that. So please check that link. Now, Matt, fire away, brother.
So I'm just going to start out the gate pissing people off. Most people that have a negative opinion of lights on a pistol don't know what the fuck they're doing. They've never done a low light class. They've never used a gun at night. And they don't know the tactics involved in using a light in low light situations. So now that I have pissed off at least 10 people, I always suggest carrying a pocket flashlight. If for no other reason, if you drop something and it's nighttime, or it rolls under your car, or you need to see something under your hood, or any reason that isn't even involved in self-defense, you should have a flashlight. Now, it also works for PID. You can positively identify a target. With that said, using one hand on your pistol is never better than using two hands on your pistol. It's never better. There is no downfall to having one of these on your gun. You don't have to use it. But if you need to use it, it's there.
I missed the end of your speech, but I agreed with everything you said.
I mean,
Well, the best part of it was the best part of the whole thing was right off the gate. I'm going to piss off people.
yeah, I mean, it and Alan touched on it. You can umbrella, light people up off the ceiling, walls, low. I can aim midway at 20 yards. I can aim midway between me and a potential threat and light him the fuck up with this. Light him up with this. It doesn't have to be aimed at him. Yes,
one of the things that you said,
Alaskan ballistics. Yes, both, absolutely both. Because you're not going to get this out when you're hunting for your keys. You're not going to get this out when you drop your cigarettes in your vehicle, or when you're walking your dog and you want to see where your dog ran off into the bushes or something like that. You're not going to get this out. You're not going to get this out. That's dumb. You're going to get this out and do that. This still has a control factor. This still has a control and pain factor when it comes to PID and using it in a defensive situation. And I think Kingpin said about using it as a weapon. You whack somebody in the cheekbone with this thing, and it's a great weapon. However, there is zero downfall. There is no reason, in my opinion, to not have a light on any gun you're going to use for self-defense. Strictly, if for nothing else, using one hand on your gun is never better than using two.
agreed. And something that you said that I was thinking, but nobody had said yet, was that you don't have to use it.
You don't have to use it.
It's there, but you don't have to use it if you don't want to use it. But just like being a Boy Scout, or your parents told you, you know, put on your sweater. You can take it off, but you can't put it on if you don't have it. The same damn thing. And on top of that, it's going to add a little bit of weight to the front of your pistol, which faster follow-up shots, boys. So
if you don't have one, somebody out there, I don't know, said something about being arrogant, or that it's a sense of arrogance. It's not arrogance. Whoever, I don't know who Pamela is, but it's not arrogance. It's a matter of experience and training.
Well, and you don't need it either.
And you don't. It's everybody. I'm assuming everybody out there, including everybody on the panel, carries a gun, right?
I live in Maryland.
Sometimes.
Ordinarily, 99.9% of people will not use their gun ever in self-defense.
Yep.
Well, that's
Okay.
kind of the point
Well,
that
let
I
me
was going to
all
make
right.
next is
hold on.
if you can
Let
turn
me-
that. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish your comment, Camping.
If you can turn that light on and not fire around,
Yep.
then the light's paid for itself
Yep.
with millions and millions of times over.
Yep.
Because, and I know it's just a scenario, a situational scenario, but maybe clicking that light on will scare the bad guy away. Where not having the light at all, you're kind of down to don't move or I'll shoot and potentially pulling the trigger. Where
Absolutely.
turning that light on might save you a bullet.
All right. So, Pamela, it's not a pissing contest. I brought this topic up for a good reason. This is one that comes up a lot throughout the entire firearms network of people, not just here on YouTube, but everywhere. There's constantly people arguing back and forth whether you should have one on a gun, whether you should carry one, so on and so on and so forth. This is why I brought it up, because so many people don't understand the reasons why you should have both, or you should carry one, or however you want to do it. Now, personally, I agree with Matt. If you're gonna have it, you can have both. You don't have to use it. And that's the key point. That's one of the key factors that people miss all the time. Because it's on the firearm, people think they have to use it. No, you don't have to use it.
Well, the other thing is, she's
and
saying it's
let-
a pissing
let-
contest, but we're just having this is a debate, a discussion. We're all figuring out together for this scenario, that scenario. But bottom line, you don't need any of this stuff. This isn't how you become tactical to have a light on your gun. You don't need any of that crap. But if we want to be as effective as possible, it's not a pissing contest of pissing all over each other. You're wrong. No, you're wrong because of this. And no, that's not it. Actually, what's happening is we're all discussing and bouncing different ideas. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, Chris makes a good point. Alan makes a good point. Matt. Oh, I didn't even think about that. And we're conversing to try to whittle down if we want to be as effective as possible. No, we don't need a light. You know what we need? I would argue a gun first. That's what you need is a freaking gun. I don't care what it is. I don't care what caliber it is. I don't care. Screw the gun. Carry a knife. What we're talking about is personal protection, protecting your loved ones, your family, your house, your home, this and that. We're just getting into the tiny details, the semantics of, there's some bickering going on. There's maybe some jabs here and there, but mostly this is just all for fun. This is a bunch of guys hanging out on a Sunday.
No. Along with Company brought up an idea that I hadn't even contemplated about just taking your light and setting it down in a different room to make somebody think that you're still in that area of the house.
Yeah.
Hadn't even contemplated that before.
Okay. Right. Riddle me this.
It's just different discussions on different things that hey, you know what? I learned something. I learned a tactic on it in just this little discussion.
All right.
Well, I just
A couple
want to be
of
clear, it's not a pissing match or nothing. Like
Okay.
I think this has been a very good discussion.
A couple years ago, we had doing church security training. All right. We have 2 floors in our church. The main floor, which is ground level, then a basement, which has classrooms. And say you're going in and you turn on the hall lights and stuff, and each room has its own controls. One, you turn on the lights. They can see you just like you can see them. You open a door to a classroom. Now the lights are off in there, and you take that little bit of time and flip the light on. You're exposing yourself unneededly. Well, we had to go through and clear rooms, and the people that had lights cleared rooms, and the instructor showed them what was going on how they could get, hey, bang, you're dead. You open the door, you stepped in, you're backlighted from the hall light. The room is dark. You can't see them. You come through with a flashlight, and especially these high powered ones, you can light up the whole room. Even before, just as you open the door, you can have that room totally lit and blind and tell if someone's in there or not. Easier. It just makes room clearing easier when you're going from light to dark, or it pays to have one. And if you don't need it, you don't need it. If you do need it and don't have it,
There is no negative to having it. There isn't.
Yeah.
And that's what there's a bunch of people out there talking about how, well, he said we don't know shit. If you every negative I heard about these is untrue, objectively untrue,
Oh, it's going to
Factual.
blind you too.
factually untrue. And so I stand by what I said. I got 1,000%. If you have a negative opinion of these, it's because you don't know what you're doing. It's because
Or
you
just
don't.
haven't played with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no training, no knowledge. It's who knows where the opinion comes from, but it's because they don't know what they're doing with it.
No. If you wanna hear a pissing contest, take somebody who favors 45s and put it against any other caliber.
Ooh, he went there. He went there. That's a very good example, though. That's a
Well,
beautiful
see, here's the
example
thing.
of the pissing
None,
contest.
none of this has been a pissing contest. It's simply gathering information
Yeah.
and finding out what you prefer versus this person prefers versus what that person prefers, or what their
And
knowledge.
you should
base
all
is.
prefer 45 caliber.
We're all trying to help you learn out there. This is the thing. We're trying to help you guys learn. So
And
if
we're
you
learning
don't
along
know,
with you, though. So don't make that. Don't
yeah, and
muddy the
and
waters there. We're learning too.
and
if
why'd you
don't
go
know it,
there? We
it's
all know that 10 millimeters best.
This guy.
I don't know.
Shut up.
I think 32 ACP is going to make a comeback.
Hold
Why
on,
don't you go
Daniel.
load
We
some
all
more
know,
308 rounds?
Daniel. We all know 308 with the wrong powder is the best round,
That's
right?
the best round. And we can laugh about it because you're still alive and you didn't Kentucky ballistics it. So all we
That's
can do
right.
is laugh about it. Okay, it didn't
You
go
didn't
wrong.
blow your face off, so.
horribly.
And so I don't know about some of these guys, because we all get fairly heated about certain things, right? Whether it's in play or not. I am excited about. I get excited about weapon mounted lights because they are a life-saving device, and there should never be a reason you choose to not have more life-saving devices.
I mean, there's reasons.
No-
I
no-
understand your point.
No fight should be a fair fight. If you can add a light, which adds blinding and control and pain, do it. If you can add a bigger, if you can add more ammo, do it. If you can add a medical kit, do it. I mean, these are things that I'm excited because this is what I teach people all the time, and I hear things that people have been one way or another brainwashed with, that it's like, why would you handicap yourself like that? If it's a life-saving device, take advantage of it.
And for all those out there that
All right.
don't, I own 0 10 millimeters. I've got 145 and the rest are 9 millimeters as far as my pistols. And go Scotsman.
All right. So Pam, yes, everyone's situation is different, and they do need to do what is best for them, and that's what we're trying to help you understand. This is what we're trying to bring to you as different ideas and things of experience of the people on the panel. That's what we're trying to do. I think you kind of took it the wrong way.
Yeah, again, I'm coming at the tail end, but yeah. What she said. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no fuzzy.
Abigail's 100% right. 44 Magnum, baby, for the win.
No fuzzy. You don't need 17 rounds to drop a guy with 9 millimeter. Well, if that guy's on PCP, possibly. I'm just
The bath salts.
Yeah.
It's fucking bath salts, man. That's why you gotta
Yeah.
watch out for Bed Bath and Beyond, man. They're
And,
they're
hey,
worse than the
Pamela,
cartel.
don't feel that you're being ganged up on, because you're not, because this chat, the side chat and this chat, you guys have not relented on me blowing up a gun that I can't even replace now.
no.
Well, we got-
If we were gonna gang up on anybody, it would be Fuzz Fork 8. And
Oh,
we all know it.
Yeah. New technology is when they went from match lights to flintlocks for him.
See, here's the thing: you're not gonna gang up on Fuzzy. Fuzzy's got a whole bunch of pussies in his house. You're not ganging up on Fuzzy.
He just throws cats at you.
I'm missing a lot by not reading the side chat.
If the cats don't get you, the smell will.
Oh man. Hey, Idaho, you just defend her. Okay, that's all you need to do. Defend her and bring her home cheesecake and chocolate coffee, and you're in there, dude.
Chocolate coffee. That's the key.
Yeah.
Huh? That's
Yeah,
where I went wrong
mocha.
this morning.
That
They
mocha
make
kind of
chocolate
stuff, and it's got to have cheesecake.
Mm.
That has replaced every card there ever was. Christmas, anniversary, birthday.
What? Oh, okay. Let's be more specific here. What kind of cheesecake? Are you talking like that New York bullshit cheesecake?
Walmart.
Fluffy
Walmart.
crap. I want
Walmart.
I mean cheese. I make a damn good cheesecake, which I'll be honest is my mom's recipe. Which I'll also be honest, I realized she stole from the cream cheese package thing.
So
And-
the,
and
that
you-
weight,
and-
that
and-
workout
hold on,
set
hold on.
behind you, is that your wife's?
Hold on. And you've never made this for me. Why?
What?
You were never here long enough because it needs to be best. It needs to sit in the fridge for 2 days. You can if it sits in the fridge for 24 hours because it's a no bake cheesecake. If you're baking your cheesecake, I'm just gonna say you're probably doing it wrong.
I call bullshit. I was out there for a freaking week, and you knew I was going to be there for a freaking week.
Oh, you were here for like a week, weren't you?
Yeah, bitch, I was.
Wait a minute. Who you calling a bitch? You're the one crying, Scotsman.
That's true.
I love cheesecake. What can I say?
Okay, well, hold on. Do you like the fluffy New York bullshit, or do you
No, I
like
like
cheese?
proper fucking cheesecake.
Mm.
Put on a skirt, will you?
Well,
Oh, my cheesecake's so much better than your cheesecake.
put on a kilt. and come
Now
back
we got a
down.
pissing contest.
I was gonna say, Pam, you asked for a pissing contest. Here you go.
There you go. This is all dedicated to Pam. And that weight set is his wife's behind him. He's not working out on. He's too busy making cheesecake.
You think I got a wife? That's cute. That's cute. Scotsman, put on a kilt, come back down. I'll have one ready for you. Typically, I make it with cherries on top, but do you prefer something else like fucking? I don't know what's the gayest fruit you can think of. What is the gayest fruit?
I don't know. I've never thought about gay fruit.
Well, yeah,
Cherries.
well, you know, if you think about it, I suppose it should go hand in hand. Is it papaya or
Kiwi.
oh, well, yeah, kiwi's good.
Put some kale on top of it.
Yeah, but that's not a fruit.
You
could-
probably put
yeah.
pineapple on your pizza.
Hey, look. Here's the thing. I don't want you to change a fucking thing, dude. You make it how you make it.
Well, then you're getting cherries. Cherries on a cheesecake. You put on your kilt and you come down. It'll be ready.
You better be freaking ready.
Actually, you wouldn't be coming down. You'd be coming up. So come up. It'll be ready.
You up there in Michigan?
No, I'm in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
How's that go? Spiel. Hassenbepping overrated.
Yeah, nobody talks like a Canuck up here. If you go up to maybe like northern Wisconsin, maybe you might come across that because that's pretty close to the UP there, eh, boy? With the tapioca.
Idaho's getting the pissing contest. Pam, you haven't made him cheesecake? What the hell?
Pam, just go to Walmart, get the variety cheesecake, and get him some chocolate coffee.
Oh, they're stale. When you get those fucking multi ones, they're already stale by the time you get them.
Oh, they got dates. They got
See,
made dates.
y'all be talking about cheesecake, and I am a huge, huge fan of cheesecake. But Razor JB just brought up blackberry and raspberry cobbler, and now I'm hungry. Thanks, fucking Razor.
Oh,
You know, any kind of cobbler.
Nice warm cobbler. Mm.
I prefer like an apple cinnamon cobbler, the traditional with like a dollop of vanilla ice cream on top,
Thanks, Pam. We are no longer talking guns. We're talking cheesecake.
Talking desserts here, baby.
Do you
Hey,
feel
she-
better,
she
Pam?
She
Hug
asked
for
a pissing-
Pam.
She asked for a pissing contest. She got one.
It's over cheesecake. And all these don't know about cheesecake. You don't know shit.
Fuck your tack light. You don't know shit about cheesecake. I'll teach you how to knit. Your grandma don't know shit.
Oh, look at him sucking up the Pam now. Pam's the best cook ever. Hey, Pam, how many times does he ask for seconds?
He's asking
He
for
don't.
forgiveness. He's asking for forgiveness right now.
Oh, pecan
Yeah,
pie with the
fucking
coffee in
Razor
the
with the
morning.
damn cobblers now. I'm just now. I may have to go get me some cobbler or something after the show.
Dude, Ozzy Osbourne is in the chat. Do you guys know that?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, he's here all the time.
yeah. He's here all the
Yeah?
time, dude.
Can you
He
understand?
does.
Wow.
You can. His texting doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, that's what I was about to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh.
For a while there, I know he was Biden's translator, but I think he quit. He didn't get fired. He quit. He's like, fuck, can't understand this fucking guy. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Well,
I wondered.
as Robin Williams said, yeah, even Biden says stuff that people Tourette's go, oh no, no.
Fuck.
Yeah. he was
Ah!
blowing her out.
If Sam Kinison was in this chat right now, do you know what would be the one line he would say?
Are you talking? Is that the screamer guy? Yeah, that guy, the comedian guy. Yeah,
Oh, I got your cobbler.
Didn't he die from like an OD or something?
No. He finally he turned around. He started out as he was a preacher. Okay.
What?
And he was a preacher, a minister. And then he
And
discovered
it's
drugs and alcohol.
Whoops.
And then he got into comedy.
Sexual-
And then he got off the drugs and the alcohol, straightened his life out. And this is where you find out that God does have a sense of humor. As soon as he straightens out, he's got a new wife and all this here. Bam, head on. A guy passed some other dude and hit him head on and killed him.
Oh, that's how he went.
Yep.
Man,
I think
he
he
was
was
young too. Was he like in his late 30s or something?
wasn't he on
Or,
a
I don't
motorcycle?
know. He was on a motorcycle.
No.
Say again, Matt.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I thought he was on his motorcycle when that happened.
Mm.
I don't remember. That sounds more familiar to me.
It's on. You can go on there and look up a whole thing, and it's on YouTube.
If you haven't seen Rich's latest video, he had to do a board mandated video, and I blame him. So make sure you go over and let him know you blame him too. It's his fault,
Yeah.
not the board.
We can shoot the gayest fruit.
We didn't establish what the gayest fruit was yet. I said papaya, But I didn't have any better option. I just threw it out because I guess it sounded the gayest. Papaya.
Oh,
And it's a
Hold
little
on. Now we have all these other freaking genders out there. Is there a non-binary fruit?
Oh, dude,
oh.
you're
Would
asking.
it really? Would it be a fruit?
Would it be a fruit or would it be a vegetable?
I think we all know what the gayest fruit is. Alan.
I wasn't the one that said it. I wasn't first, but I'll be second. Just kidding, Alan. Love you.
See what you did, Pam? See what
damn
you
it,
did?
Is Pam even still here? Does she block us?
Oh no, she's here.
She's still there.
She's getting cooking lessons from Lead Bullet Junkie right now.
Anything good? Should I write it down?
Oh, it's about spaghetti, the proper way to make spaghetti, and because he's Italian.
Well, I guess the first question would be, are you making your own spaghetti sauce? Because if you're not, then who are you telling how to make a recipe? And don't get me wrong, I don't make my own spaghetti sauce. So
I don't know. You make cheesecake.
Don't take my judgment for nothing. Ooh, nice balls,
Hey,
Alan.
Matt.
Looks like I got some traction. So you can fit that whole thing in one cheek? Oh, your cheek buddies. Your cheek buddies. Or we just call you the Squirrel Brothers? You're gonna fit those
What
in your cheeks?
What do they use those for? Did they sit them on their chair and roll around on them?
Oh, you know what they use them for.
No, what
Hold
is
on,
it?
Hold on. YouTube, bring your balls back up.
Come on, squirrely bros.
Hey, Scotsman, you need to be between them.
No,
you-
you guys, come on. You to the
Hey,
left, you
Scotsman,
to the right.
swap spots with Alan. Oh, you dick.
Oh, so now you're going
Oh.
like, okay, now both gotta go like this. Because you're go like this. Come, no, you're fucking it all up. What are you doing? Scotsman. Oh, now you're Daniel, you're screwed. Okay,
Hey,
you
Daniel
won.
wants to be in the middle.
Put your hands together. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Come on. Come on. What do you get? Matt, Alan. God, you guys suck. Amateurs. You had a golden opportunity and you just let it piss away. The internet is forever, and that moment will never happen again. I mean, it might happen next week, but anyway.
And Kingpin's
what
going.
does Pam think about their balls?
Kingpin's just trying to be quiet and stay out of the whole picture so he don't get picked on.
It's too easy for me, man. I'm used to it. It's everybody's kind of run out their jokes on me.
We're just getting mixed up all over here.
So have you, Alan? Have you used that much?
I've tried to. The problem is where I live.
Oh, do you live like in an apartment upstairs or something?
Yes, which is okay for most of the time, as long as the bar isn't really all that. Everything in the apartment vibrates. I haven't found a good solid spot, but I've been using it, and yeah, the damn thing kick your ass pretty quick.
Yes, it will.
What are you supposed to do with it? What are you guys doing with this thing?
It's called a slam ball. It's sort of like a medicine ball.
Have
you ever used one?
I've seen them around. I
Yeah,
never used one, but
they're a fantastic
so all you do is
exercise.
just slam it down. That's all you do.
That's well, I mean, you can do a lot more with it. You know, you can do ab workouts with it and shit like that. But you know, one of the things about it is that unlike a medicine ball being solid, this is
Squishy.
yeah, and so it's hard to hold on to. So
Yeah.
everything you do with it, you're like, you know, trying to keep a hold of it no matter where you're at with it. And but yeah, just above your head, pow, to the ground.
Is that what, 10, 15, 20? What is that?
This one's 15. I don't know what Alan got. This one's 15.
I picked up a 20. You can get them anywhere from 10 pounds to 45 pounds.
45. Jesus.
And they're great if you have, like, you're not at an indoor range or something. If you take it to the range, do it 10 times, draw, shoot. Do it 10 times, draw, shoot. I'll tell you what. You talk about adding stress.
Definitely gets the blood going and get you ventilating. And
How to become a better shooter. Slam a big squishy black ball.
Well, it's a lot better than like hitting your floor with a 15-pound sledgehammer.
And it'd be even better if you could mount a tack light to it. You'd like
And then-
triple your lethality.
Well, there would be no negative to it.
Right. Right.
Then you got to
All right,
compare
well,
it to
I mean,
45 or 10 millimeter.
Right.
Just remember, folks, you heard it here first. Alan and Matt like big, black, squishy balls.
But Alan is the bigger man because he can handle the 20-pounder, while Matt, he's 15 is good. It's good, but it ain't no 20 pounds.
I should have gotten
Ain't
the
no 20
15 pounder. This thing kicks my ass.
They play with it till they shoot.
Yeah. 10 millimeter stuff.
Yeah, I incorporated it into burpees.
Oh,
And-
God.
You never know what
Do
you're
a
gonna
burpee,
get here.
pick that
though.
thing up, slam it, do another burpee, pick that thing up, slam it.
You're slamming black balls.
Squishy black balls. Why couldn't you get a firm black ball?
Until we're breathing heavy and sweating. You know it.
Largest anal beads on the planet.
I'll own that shit. I don't care. Like I'm not
Now
some
we
easily
know.
offended
Now we know why you shaved all your hair off.
Well, it's for aerodynamics, isn't it? Or is there a new reason I'm not aware of?
Matt used to have a big ponytail and everything.
Does it involve cheesecake?
No, Matt used to have a ponytail and hair.
Not long ago.
We're not racist. We hate everyone
Yeah.
equally.
What does big black squishy balls got to do with racism?
If they had big white squishy balls, we'd
guess-
still be making fun of them. So
I guess they don't like big black balls.
they just happen to be black balls.
Alan, here's a video idea for you. Go into Walmart, buy some multicolor spray paint, and make a rainbow out of your ball. And show us all how you exercise with your squishy ball.
Wear the Daisy Duke shorts and
No, your kilt.
Yeah, there you go.
see, he's got all that exercise equipment back there, but that's not for him.
All right, this has got to be the comment of the night. Yes. That's right. No one can say our topics are not diverse. Thank you, sir. You're correct.
Just like our balls. Diverse.
That's why we only have the show once a week. It takes all week to come up with these topics and the transitions. These transitions don't happen by themselves, you know.
Okay. Alan, Big Al is uncomfortable. Okay. We're making Big Al uncomfortable. We need to get a big white, wrinkledy, dry as dust ball.
Isn't that why you're here, Daniel?
Well, let's take a good there.
You
Daniel,
can you can
Daniel-
send your complaint to the complaints department.
right here. Daniel's so old he calls dirt young.
Yeah, 10 malfunctions in 4.5 minutes.
He remembers when dust was invented.
On
Under
video.
4.5 minutes.
Under 4.5 minutes. Hey, who am I? As the spring
Dirt
comes.
road taking out a toenail.
No, somebody removing their spring, their fire pits out of their gun because they never clean it.
That reminds me, I should probably clean it because it's been since I got back from Ohio, cleaned it, and figured out what was wrong with it that I cleaned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, I heard you talking shit about my total gym while I was taking a piss. I just want to say, you all know that I know that you know that I know that you know that the Total Gym has been endorsed by Chuck Norris for like 40 fucking years. So
Okay.
you're
So Dave is not offended. He's intimidated. So Dave doesn't like big black squishy balls.
well, he's a racist, obviously.
as alone with company is talking about his buns of steel.
Oh, speaking of which, Alone with Company, have you seen my video? That you haven't.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was, did you come out with it recently? Because I was away for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to put it out in the chat room.
Throw it to me. Uh-oh. This doesn't sound good. Does it involve Chuck Norris or a Total Gym, or are you talking shit about me, which is fine?
Oh, not talking shit about you.
Whispering sweet nothings to a 10x10 pole ride, or
Here we go.
Did we lose our audience? How many people still out there?
We still
Oh,
have
we lost-
we haven't
41 people out there.
Surprisingly,
it was up to 50.
Daniel, surprisingly, we haven't lost anyone.
They're just not commenting because they don't want picked on.
Got out in the chat room. I just put a YouTube link that you should probably watch.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Did
Oh, I
you?
saw that. Did I not comment? Oh,
I didn't. It's not
comment.
public.
Oh no,
It's
I
not.
didn't see that. I did. That was. Yeah.
Let's
I
try to
did.
copy
That was
that.
weeks ago. Yeah, I did see that.
Because I added audio to it if you didn't hear it.
Oh no, I didn't. I thought before it didn't have audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me restart. Oh, see, okay, no, hold on, because they fucking YouTube destroyed all the typical links I would have used to download that so that I could use it in a future video. Does anyone know of an active? I used to use save from the net.com or whatever the fuck it was, save from the .net. You used to be able to download YouTube videos from that, but they shut that shit down. Does anyone know of a?
I can send it to you.
Oh yeah, fucking do that, man.
Yeah.
Alone with Company at Yahoo.
Okay. Alone W Company or actually with?
No, Alone W Company.
Okay.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get this out to where I could.
Put it on repeat. Yeah, I saw that one when he came out. I thought I commented, but apparently I didn't. I swore I did. It's got 5 views, so I mean, are those all my 5 views, or are you watching that too at night sometimes?
Nah, it's
On
just,
repeat.
Yeah.
It's really interesting for about 2.5 minutes.
I like how he's got support the channel underneath with his website and his Patreon. I think, I would think that legally, since you're promoting your business with my hard work, that I would be entitled to a cut of those profits, my friend.
I already said you could be my cameraman, and I'd take you to the shoots that I go to.
That's true. That's true. I think I offered. I'd be your worm. I'd follow you around. Fucking. Yep. Yeah. The offer still stands. I wasn't kidding. And obviously, as you know, I can put in the work. This one off the rails quick.
Somebody out there said I cannot unsee that. That's great.
That was from. Well, if you came out with that February 1st, so that was obviously a chat like probably the week before or something. I think you came out with that like 3 or 4 days afterwards.
Probably a couple days, yeah.
No one can ever unsee that, and it was exactly the day after.
Oh, was it? You looked through the calendar?
The day after, he literally freaking said that to me, Daniel, and I don't know who else.
No, because Sunday. Wait, no, because Sunday would have been January 30th. February 1st is a Tuesday, so it came out with it 2 days after.
I know it wasn't long after.
This is an emergency broadcast transmission. This is not a test.
I found it. The best video ever was made by the Scab Ugly channel. The Crazy Glocksman. Let's see.
I'm thinking that's going to be my new setup. I'm digging this guy's whole outfit.
You look like a Ukrainian. I kind of doubt you know him, but fuck, what's his YouTube name? Oh, jeez, now I'm gonna have a brain fart.
Okay, so question: Did anybody on the panel, anybody in the side chat, actually believe that Putin was not going to go into the Ukraine?
Don't get me started.
Let me just say that what you're seeing on the news is total fucking bullshit. Total fucking bullshit. And honestly, and maybe I'm gonna make a bunch of haters, but I'm on Putin's side on this one. Just me. NATO promised him certain things. They completely went back on it and fucking lied to him, fucked him in the ass, and he's handling his business to protect his own fucking country as if you're in the know. Ukraine has been nothing but a giant cesspool of bullshit for the deep state and for corrupt governments to funnel aid, government aid and all this sort of bullshit. Riddle me this, Batman. Why is Ukraine the number one, over $10 million worth of donations to the Clinton Foundation? Their largest donors is Ukraine. Does that, first of all, right there, not strike you as a bit odd?
But why not China? Isn't China? Oh, that's Hunter Biden. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that's the other one.
Well, he's deep in Ukraine too.
Yeah, well, here's
the thing. I could go way off with this, but I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and simple because I don't want to get way off base with this. But they were on Snake Island or whatever they called it. Supposedly, they told this warship to go fuck themselves, and then 2 days later, you see them all being escorted off a freaking boat.
Yep, it was all a lie.
It's all bullshit. Stop believing what they fucking tell you. It's all bullshit.
I think it's funny. I had posted a deal on 9mm tool ammo on my page, and basically this guy was like, "I'm not going to buy it because it's Russian." Right? I'm not going to buy it because it's Russian. And my thought was, I got money that says 6 months ago when Biden did the whole Russian ammo ban, import ban, that you were one of the people bitching about it, as if Russia was like the good guys then. It's it just, and he's not the only one. I've seen other people talk about it, and it's like it's just amazing how fast people, just go one way or the other without any thought to what they said 5 minutes ago.
I'll go back to what you said originally about the lights. People don't know what the shit they're talking about.
Hmm.
And I usually make it pretty clear I don't talk to strangers. So I'm talking to us. I sat back and listened to us say, I don't trust the news. The news is fake. The government lies. Hate the news. Can't trust the news. I don't watch the news. The government's evil. All this, all that, all that. And as soon as they mentioned COVID, all of you got super scared and super concerned about what was on the news.
Bingo.
And then, once again, the next thing comes around. Oh, we hate the news. We hate the news. I can't stand the news. I was going to make a video about it, but I can't. In order to make it comical or comical, I would have had to have been kind of insulting. So I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to say the video here. And then now you hate the news. You hate the news. You hate the news. Now they offer you this Ukraine, and you love everything that you hear on the news. Alone the company mentioned it right away. Right away. Everything that you were seeing on that box in front of you is bull crap. All of it.
And it's been proven time and time again right now. I can pull up a whole shitload of images that they're sharing right now from Ukraine as battle images that if you do a simple Google backtrace search to the picture, and it's an
All right,
article from 2015, 2014,
let me stop you for a second, because literally Fox News did one yesterday.
Yep.
And they actually had cardboard fucking cutouts of AK-47s.
Yep, I saw that.
Cardboard cutouts.
I don't think they were cardboard. They looked like they could have been cardboard. I think they were metal cutouts, but it was a 2D metal cutout of AKs. There were two guys that Fox News ran. Two guys that to me, they could have been cardboard. I thought they looked like metal, but no matter what, they weren't fucking guns. But they were cut out to look like AKs, painted black, and there were two guys standing there, and Fox News used it. Which, I mean, I'm not like a Fox News dick sucker because they've proven.
There we go again.
You know,
do what you do best.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes. Hey, they rescinded the anti-propaganda laws against the U.S. citizens years ago, and news is no longer news. It is put out there to whatever the establishment wants the people to think.
So
Well,
1984.
For example, CNN posted a picture 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago, of someone who supposedly died doing correspondence, and they died doing that job. Well, then they posted the same guy now supposedly in Ukraine who died doing the same job he died of 3 years ago.
Yep. Just like the same crisis actors they use for a bunch of school shootings and bombings and this and that in the U.S. all across the world. It's the same shit. It happens all over the fucking place, and people
don't forget the Obama phone woman.
Obama phone.
Yeah, she was on the bus going from city to city. I want my Obama phone.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
And Razor, you're right. It's not all BS, but unfortunately, a lot of it is.
What's being fed down our throats here is just propaganda.
Which is why I search for information in other places.
And this is why I talk to people like Razor and other people out there who are in the know. It's not all BS, but a lot of it is. And more of it comes out every day that is showing the BS. But one of the biggest things there is, and I've been saying it from the get go, even before they invaded and all the rest of it, is, at this point in time, they're dropping all the restrictions and all the bullshit for COVID and all the other crap. Well, now they got to drive the fear some other way. How do you drive fear? You drive fear through war. What do people fear most? People fear most of dying, right? So you drive it through war.
One of the things that I found interesting about the Ukraine situation is, and I don't know anything about Ukrainian laws. I'm pretty up on Ukrainian politics, but like their individual law, like their Second Amendment ish or whatever, from what I understand, they pretty much stripped everybody from most of their gun rights. But now that Pooty Poot is knocking on their front door, they're giving 80-year-old grandmas AKs and ammo and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're handing out AKs like they're Butterfingers.
Yeah, I never wanted to be a Ukrainian so bad.
What do you got, Alone?
Well, it'd just be interesting to. And look, my understanding of humanity is quite different than mostly everybody else's, so I know it's not going to. But in a naive world, it'd be interesting to see if at the end of this, the next pop-up nation, the next nation that yearns for freedom, will give its citizens the God-given right to keep and bear arms.
It's a great point.
Scotsman, what are we about to watch?
I didn't. I was trying to figure out if you could share a screen on Steam here or not. And I finally found it, but I didn't want to. Scotsman threw it up, but I didn't want to.
No, Alan threw it up.
Go ahead, go ahead, share it.
This is for Matt because he graced me with his funny. This is one that Glenn Yeager did for me.
You boys just don't know how bad I want to suck on them balls.
Hold on.
Seriously, I want to suck your balls.
Unlike these macho douchebags that you see on the internet.
All right. That's all. I was just trying to show him the beginning part. You're not the first to meme me, is all I'm going to say. But I do appreciate it because I fucking love it. And my buddy Glenn sent me that years ago, and I was like, oh, I got to use that in the video. And he just took a still frame of, and obviously there's some app or whatever, but he just took a still frame where I was just like this, holding a thumbs up, and he did this. Oh, I like to suck your balls. Da, 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 da. So yeah, if you didn't send it to me already, definitely send me that shit because I'll throw that shit in the video. I didn't mean to take away from Kingpin's statement there.
Yeah, we've heard a number of YouTubers be like, yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a Second Amendment. And then all of a sudden you've got this invading force and you want to hand out guns to everybody. It's too late. They're already there.
Well, one of the problems is they didn't trust their citizenry to keep and bear arms on their own. But now that the government's in trouble, they need the peasants to protect them.
Right.
I mean, and they need the peasants to be so-called,
well, and
human
absolutely,
shields.
has the government been corrupt as hell down there? That's been a given. That's been a given. But the citizens, just the people, they're just people like us. They're just people.
You're going to find that all over the world. People talk about China all the time and this billion-man army that they're going to put up against us. 900 million of those people are starving farmers who don't know what's going on in the world because they're too busy trying to survive while the corrupt government rapes them every day. And pretty much every other country is going to be exactly the same to some varying degree.
Yep. Why do you think they're pushing so hard with all their fake fucking bullshit? Trying to make you think that pictures from 6 years ago, 7, 8 years ago are shit that's happening today. Because they have nothing and they're trying to push a fucking narrative that doesn't exist. And they're trying to push your emotions. Like, oh my God. Well, yeah, they're trying to make it convince us that Ukraine's border is so goddamn important to the world's security, but our own southern border that's been invaded by 2 million illegal immigrants. Oh, shut up, you racist. Really? That's what you're going with? That's how you're going to convince me that you're right and I'm wrong? Good luck with that, because I think a lot of people nowadays are finally saying, you're fucking retarded. You're just like, what? You want me to send my son and my daughter halfway across the world to go fight in some phony bullshit war that you're trying to push up, and while we're being invaded from the south?
And they're calling those parents. They're calling those parents and those soldiers traitors. Because now it's amazing that all these progressive liberals are super war hungry and bloodthirsty.
Whoops.
Remember a week ago when Donald Trump was going to bomb the world into existence and we're all violent racist?
Yeah.
Now they can't wait to kill people.
It is also funny that the hippies and the anti-government crowd, the left of the 60s, 70s, 80s, blah, blah, blah. It's very funny how, and by understanding this, you can see the government powers that push and pull public opinion, how the hippies and all that of the 60s, 70s, 80s, not so much 80s, I guess, but the left was so anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-pharmaceutical healthcare system, how it's completely shifted now. So now the Republicans are the anti-corporation, anti-blah, blah, blah, all this and that because of the corruption. But yet the liberals who were the anti-corruption and all this and that have now completely flipped to pro-establishment, pro-government, wear your fucking mask, take your shots, shut the hell up, don't have an outside opinion. I don't really have a point other than I think it's fascinating. It's fascinating on a historical level. It's fascinating on a cultural level. And I'm not entirely sure. I don't really know where to go with that, but it's just, I think it's fascinating of how the culture shifted so quickly. You had, the Reagan side, we'll say, back in the day, which, Republicans back then, yeah, they were conservative, but they were kind of like the hardliners, whereas the other side was the hippie love, flower generation, fuck the establishment, blah, blah. And in 40, 50 years, it completely flipped to the other side.
But
now
it didn't take 40, 50 years. It only took about 10.
Flower child generation, now they're the ones that are saying, suck the government dick. If you don't
you're at it again.
you're a fucking blah, blah, blah. It's, as a cultural, think about that, as a cultural and historical moment, isn't that such a weird thing? It completely flipped to the opposite side. The freedom-loving hippies turned into the suck the dick of Justin Trudeau and Biden, and if you go against anything that Oprah Winfrey says, then you're a racist, homophobic, communist son of a bitch. Dude, isn't that so weird how it did that?
All right.
It's
Kingpin.
only weird that it only took 10 years. That 50 years it didn't happen. This happened from Obama.
Well, I'm just saying from like the hippies to today type of thing. I know it flipped way quicker than that, but I'm just saying as cultural significance from the left that was peace, love, and harmony and all that to take the shot or fuck you and die.
All right. Let Kingpin speak while you suck on your dick.
Blow them up.
Hurry up,
Blow 'em
man.
up. Get them on widescreen. Somebody's got to get a capture of that. Where you at, Matt?
I think Alan's on top of that.
I'm done. Nope.
Oh, my next question is, do you think Putin's stopping there? Is Putin going to stop at the Ukraine?
I think so. I mean, there might be some border territories that become disputed, but
Oh, look,
I don't think Russia's going to turn into the new Nazi party or anything, trying to take over the world. There's no way Russia can take over the world.
No.
They're not
I predicted that we were going to stop hearing about COVID in the news over this, and so this has cured COVID. But now my prediction of what we're going to end up hearing is that he's going to stop with Ukraine, but then we're going to start hearing China and Japan.
No,
Tokyo,
China and Taiwan.
Yeah, China and Taiwan. Then it's going to be all about China and Taiwan. And where's all this smoke covering?
Well,
What
don't
is all
think
this
they're
smoke
letting
covering?
go.
Is this him putting him in his Supreme Court justice?
Don't think that they're letting go of COVID though, Alan, because the State Department put out a travel warning for people. Said do not go to Ukraine. Not because there's a war in Ukraine right now, but because COVID levels are super high.
Did they
State
really?
Department did that. Yeah.
Abigail makes a fantastic point. And I agree 100%. Both parties have been fucking us over, and they constantly do. I don't trust any single one of them.
That's a interesting date she picked because I can't confirm. I don't know how many people here have gone down this particular rabbit hole, but the whole what was that act that they did in 1913? It was the Federal Reserve Act, which again, I don't know if you want to go down this rabbit hole, but the Titanic sinking potentially had a lot to do with the Federal Reserve being enacted. There were three senators that were on there that were highly opposed.
I was gonna say there were three people on there that were high up that were against the act that magically happened to drown.
Whoops. The Titanic, it's so tragic. Oh, whoops. Those three people that were completely holding up the Federal Reserve Act, which basically, for those that don't know, the Federal Reserve Act is not a federal institution. It is a private institution, and that institution has the power to create and destroy the money system of America, which, again, let's reiterate, is not federal. It is a private company that has no ties to America whatsoever. And it just so happens that passed 2 years, a year and a half after the tragedy of the Titanic, which again there were I think like three, I want to say senators. I could be wrong, but there were three people that were like, "No, fuck you."
I thought it was three high-class businessmen that were involved in it.
No, because it passed through the government.
Hey, Alan.
Well, no, but
Matt, I think cheesecake and the fruit was a lot more interesting than this. Tell us about your cheesecake again.
Cheesecake, or do you want to talk about was it the crumble?
He just wants to see the black balls again. That's all it is.
Well, if you guys were real patriots, you'd be talking about Ukrainian recipes for cheesecake.
Oh God.
Stand with Ukraine. Cheesecake.
Uh,
Well, if anybody else saw Pops's video on why we need to save the Ukraine, I would agree. So,
Hey, Scotsman, I sent you a link. Have you looked at it yet?
yeah, fucking text it to me.
Yeah, you can hit the thing and it'll take you to the link to YouTube.
No,
if you don't put that up, you ain't got a hair.
Whatever. That means I gotta send it to myself an email so that I can fucking pull it up at the computer. You're a pain in the ass.
All I heard was wah.
Matt sent me the video. I gotta make sure this works. Thanks, Matt.
It's an oldie but a moldy. Oh, okay. Well, hey guys, I got a boogie.
Have a nice night, Daniel.
You ain't going anywhere.
What?
You just told me
you
to
just
put this up here.
instigated something. You can't leave yet.
What? Oh, that video? You're going to put it up?
Get comfortable, Daniel.
Put that video up.
I'm working on it.
The best video ever.
Anna Lee, you gotta tell us how you feel about it next time.
Yeah.
Mick's leaving us too. He's saying see ya.
Well, my internet's not working right, so it ain't working. I gotta figure out my internet and StreamYard's not working together too well. It's causing me all kinds of problems.
Oh. I just want, is that Abigail's real picture or she just snagged some picture off the internet and using it as her thing?
I hope it's a real picture. And please get deep in the conspiracy theories, because trust me, 99% of them are all coming freaking true, and I'm right there with you.
We're running on
now.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Matt, go ahead.
That quick, huh? That quick.
Boom. And just like that,
Yeah,
you're famous once again.
Okay, that's fine. You got the video, but I'm not going to be impressed until you come up with a good audio track, and you can't reuse Raining Men. You got to
YMCA.
I mean,
no. It's got to be something better than that.
If you rework the video to where you slow it down, speed it up to where it hits the beats, you could make it work. If you're a good
So
editor.
Barry White.
You need
something. YMCA, I will say that's kind of a cop out.
You need
Okay,
for
Barry
that,
White.
That kind of,
if you do a Barry White, yeah.
For that
With
kind of
some
video,
South Park.
you either need some old school Run DMC.
I mean, if you guys want something like, I'll give you. What do you want? I mean,
How about South Park? Chef.
You want a
South
salad?
South Park with a chef and salty balls.
No, that wasn't.
You've got to let the meme.
Yeah, that was South Park with Chef.
You can't force the meme. You've got to let it come to you. When
Well,
the right thing
yeah.
comes, you'll know.
That's the thing. Yeah. Kingpin's got it. You got to let it come to you. Come to you.
Yeah.
Come to you. Come to you.
Yeah, something with a banjo and humming.
Do you want Mayo or Miracle Whip? Is my only question. I know.
All right, and with that comment, let's start going through the room. We're going to hell in a handbasket real fast. Daniel, get the fuck out of here. What you got?
I gotta pay.
Okay, that's nice. Moving on, Alone with Company. What you got coming on?
Nothing, man. Just living life, trying to have a good time.
He's just waiting for Matt's next video.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, not doing nothing, man. Just living life, doing my day to day. Nothing exciting. Just here.
Appreciate you, man. Good to have you on. Kingpin, what you got, brother?
Give a tip of the hat to Alone with Company, man. You got a good sense of humor, dude. And tip of the hat to the chat, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. And if you're not doing live streams the way these guys do live streams, then you don't know shit.
Just like your tactical lights. You don't know shit, Pam. You don't know shit about cheesecake. I'm sorry, Pam. I don't mean to pick. I don't even know you. I'm sorry.
You're not
I
sorry.
don't even know you. Don't get mad.
You're
at me,
not.
Pam,
Hey,
please.
dude, you're not sorry. Shut the fuck up.
And besides, it was
Yeah.
Matt. It was Matt that insulted her.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Pam
Pam,
can take
fuck
it.
Matt. Fuck Matt. All right, Matt's a dick.
Pam can take
But
it.
Pam, if you want to exchange cheesecake recipes, I'm down. I'm definitely down. Well, email me at alonewcompany@yahoo.com and we will exchange cheesecake recipes. And when I taste yours and you taste mine, we definitely will get to know each other.
All right,
Alan, there's your
moving on.
sound bite.
God damn it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. There's the audio right there.
Hey,
Oh,
just make
perfection.
it good. Just make it good. And I'll fucking use it.
You taste mine, I taste yours. All right, Matt, what you got, brother?
Not much, man.
Just cheesecake, huh?
Just cheesecake. Actually, I haven't even eaten today. Now you guys are making me hungry. Yeah, not much.
Right.
Busy. Work, videos, training. Work, videos, training. Pissing people off.
Well, at some point, you combed your beard. At some point. There's no way you woke out of bed with your beard that fucking sexy.
Oh no, I don't touch my
At
beard.
some point, you combed your beard.
Nope.
Nope. Alan, call him out. Tell him he's a fucking liar.
I
Well,
know
look
if I
at
didn't
Alan's
comb mine, it'd be
magnificent beard.
dreadlocks.
Daniel, your beard's not quite as magnificent. You're third place because Scotsman and King.
This ain't a beard. I just haven't shaved in 2 days.
2 days, my ass. Fuck off.
Yeah, because usually I'm Fu Manchu like this.
Oh, you're the Paul Tuttle, huh?
The what?
You do the Paul Tuttle.
That's not a real word. You're making that up.
He leaves this part along with company. He leaves this part really clean normally, so that it doesn't rough up the chocolate salty balls.
Yeah,
friction burns.
Yeah.
You gotta remember. Lemon Company. He was Navy, so you know.
Oh, that explains a lot. My dad was Navy, so I understand. I got it now. Okay, we can move forward, Daniel. I understand why the 308 let you down.
All right. I think we had an awesome chat tonight. We had a lot of good discussion. We had a lot of good laughs and lots of good conversation on the side chat. I appreciate everyone out there. You guys rock. Keep rocking it and stay free. And with that, I'm going to flip it over to Alan. And before I do, Alan, you owe Midas one hell of a frickin' woo this week. I'm just telling you right now.
I do. I failed epically last week. That was entirely on me. I failed epically, but yeah, it is what it is, and you can't go back in the past. Yet, this week I very well may or may not come out with videos. I may or may not come out with a video of my new vehicle. But I'm probably going to end up having to do some customer service interventions with Sig Sauer. So I may or may not do anything on that. Nevertheless, been a great chat. We only got to about half the topics that we did actually have scheduled for tonight. So next week, we already have the topics lined up. We'll just have to work on the transitions, guys. So nevertheless, we'll figure out the script and we'll stick to it.
If you bring up cheesecake, it's going to get off the wire. Okay.
I greatly appreciate the panel. Not only that, but I super appreciate the side chat. Thank you all for watching. Keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!